Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today, and today it was announced that the Houston Rockets are expected to sign James Harden free agency, as multiple NBA insiders and people inside the NBA believe that once James Harden opts out of his player option contract with the Philadelphia 76ers, that James Harden will come back and reunite with the Houston Rockets. And, as much as I'm excited about this, and I do think this is going to actually happen, I'm not going to, I'm not going to say it's actually going to happen until it actually happens, because this is not an official contract. But I do think James is coming back to Houston, and I'm very excited if this happens. And I know I've heard a lot of people on my channel and, Rockets Twitter that don't want James. I've seen a lot of people on Rockets Twitter and on my channel as well who do want James to come back to the Rockets. And I think if we're talking about on the court basketball, I think bringing in James Harden is a good move. And I'm going to tell you two reasons why. And those two reasons are Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Sengun. I think the chemistry James Harden would have with those two guys would make this team just very dangerous. Jabari Smith Jr., let's talk about him last year. His rookie year, he was solid. I think he averaged on maybe 11, 12 points per game. But with Kevin Porter Jr. playing the point guard, Jabari wasn't getting as much as catch-and-shoot opportunities or open looks as he should have been getting. Jabari is a great shooter. I thought that, Kevin Porter Jr. should have been passing the ball more to Jabari, giving him, more looks. Jabari is one of the best shooters on the team. That's what, we're supposed to do. I think Harden's going to get Jabari great passes now. Maybe even more open passes, because if James Harden's going to the right, they may, if the Rockets do re-sign James or sign James, if James is going to the right, looking like he's going to drive to the basket, they might bring a double team. So that leads Jabari Smith Jr. right open in the corner, and James Harden kicks it to Jabari. I think James is going to get a lot of open looks for Jabari Smith Jr., and not if open looks, catch and shoot opportunities. And I think the same thing comes for Jalen Green. I think James should get Jalen Green a lot of good catch and shoot opportunities as well, and maybe even open looks for the Rockets. And as for Alperen Sengun, I really do think that James Harden and Alperen Sengun, I think it would be, if not as good as James Harden and Clint Capella were of a duo, a center point guard duo for the Rockets for those, from 2016, 2017 until we traded him in 2020 for maybe a little bit over 3 years, that the famous Harden to Capella alley-oop. I think Sengun and Harden's pick and roll would be deadly. You're not going to see an alley-oop, because Alperen Sengun, they could maybe throw a lob, but it's not going to happen as much as it did with Clint Capella, because Alperen Sengun is more likely James gives him the ball and he just dunks it with one hand. That's the type of dunker Alperen Sengun is. But I really do think that James and Alperen Sengun would have a really good pick and roll. I think James would get a lot of open shots for Jabari Smith Jr. And also, if you keep Kevin, and I'm not suggesting the Rockets keep Kevin Porter Jr., but I think James Harden could be a good mentor to Kevin Porter Jr., because if Kevin Porter Jr. is going back to the shooting guard position with James Harden coming in, James Harden could teach him some things. Because Kevin Porter Jr. and James Harden have similar games. Kevin Porter Jr. was not meant to play point guard. And I think he could have some decent potential as a backup shooting guard off the bench for the Houston Rockets, and maybe James could teach him some things, and that's a reason why I think the Rockets might not trade Kevin Porter Jr. away this offseason. They might keep Kevin Porter Jr. I think the Rockets, there's a good chance they keep KPJ for off the bench, and James, helps him with some things, and KPJ can go back to that natural position at shooting guard. And I think it'd be better for him, and I think it'd be better for the team. So, but yeah, I think it should be a good move for the Houston Rockets if this does happen. It is looking like it is going to happen. NBA insiders and NBA people, NBA executives, people inside the NBA that are actually working with the NBA executives, all those kind of people are thinking that James Harden is going to lead the Philadelphia 76ers and reunite with the Houston Rockets. I'm all down for it. I think, but I do think you have to add in someone, and that's why I've been thinking. I think we should probably trade the fourth overall pick first for a player that is like maybe if not an all not if not has been an all-star before, is near the all-star talent. I'm thinking of some guys like Mikal Bridges and Pascal Siakam possibly. I think Mikal Bridges, you're gonna definitely have to add more. You're probably gonna have to add maybe a couple players, maybe a couple other picks for Mikal Bridges. Siakam, I have no idea. Maybe you can do KPJ, Jayshawn Tate, and Josh Christopher in the fourth overall pick for Pascal Siakam. I have no idea though, but I do think that the Rockets are going to probably end up trading the fourth overall pick for win now players. If James Harden's coming in, the Rockets are not going to want to have another rookie. I think there are rookies right now that they have with Jalen Green and Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Sengun in the starting lineup. I think that is enough. And with Tari Eason off the bench, I think Tari Eason will take a big jump for the Rockets this coming up season. And I think the Rockets, it's looking like things are going in the right direction for the Houston Rockets. But that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and peace out. Go Rockets.